Hi everyone, my name is Richard Santoro and I welcome you to Third and Zen, the YouTube channel where every week I'm sharing a spiritual message to nourish ourselves, heart, mind, body, and soul. First, thank you for stopping by the channel. Thank you for checking out today's video. I do hope that this video finds you doing well. I hope you're remembering and taking the time and the energy, the effort, and the love that's needed to care for yourself, heart, mind, body, and soul. And I hope we're also able to, as best we can, remember to care for others, to love our neighbor, to care for people who need it, who need love and care, heart, mind, body, and soul. In addition to that, I want to thank you for stopping by the channel. I want to thank you for checking out today's video. If you feel like liking, subscribing, supporting the channel, that would be very much appreciated. But either way, thank you for you. Thank you for being here. Let's all take a moment, take a nice deep breath. Take a moment and just be still. Just breathe. I'm so very blessed this morning to be able to be here, to be at the beach. It's a beautiful morning. That salt air, the sand, the sun. It's not too cool, not too warm. It's nice and early in the morning. It feels good for the soul. I hope wherever you are, you're able to, in this moment, just be still, just breathe, just enjoy your surroundings. To know that the outside world doesn't need you right now. It's going on and existing without us, and we can just be here in this moment and just breathe and just soften, just be present. Another nice deep breath. And let's get started with today's message, shall we? You know, Peter Gabriel, the artist Peter Gabriel, formerly of Genesis, and then a wonderful solo career in the 80s and on. The song Solsbury Hill, one of my favorite songs of all time. I've always loved that song. And in the last few years, or a few years ago, I should say, it was really valuable to me. It was really important to me. It really landed for me. One of the lines, you know, it's a great song, and they say that it's about a spiritual experience that Peter Gabriel had connected to the place in England, Solsbury Hill, or about a spiritual experience that someone had that he writes about. It's a beautiful song. I remember a musical artist once talking about that song, saying, I think it was Elton John, saying, that's a song I wish that I had written. And that's a great compliment from one artist to the other. And, you know, I served at my home church, church I grew up in, my beloved church. I served there for a good 20 years in various capacities. You know, basically my entire adult life, in growing states of involvement and engagement and in serving and in ministry. And I was so blessed to be able to do that. I really was. It was such a joy, such a privilege, such a defining aspect of my identity and my life. And, you know, around the time leading up to the pandemic in 2020 and then the start of the pandemic, you know, I'd been doing it for so long and I wasn't getting younger, and it was taking a toll physically, and I was burnt out, and, you know, God was pushing me and moving me in a direction of saying, it's okay to stop. You've done your time. I want you to now move in this direction. I want you to cease. And that was a hard thing for me to reconcile. You know, you'd think, all right, I feel like it's time for me to move on, pardon me. You know, it's time to move on. But that's not easy when it's something you love, when it's something you know you've been called to do for so long, and you don't want to let people down. You don't want to let people down. You know, just to reiterate that. And Peter Gabriel's song was a good meditation for me. It had always been special to me. It had always been one of my favorites. And the line, I was feeling part of the machinery. I walked out into the scenery, my heart going boom, boom, boom. Grab your things, I've come to take you home. Oh, it always moves me. It always gets me in the soul. It always chokes me up. And when I was going through that discernment, that feeling like, you know, I was feeling part of the machinery. And that song was helpful to me to move me away from where I was and where I needed to be. And we need to do that sometimes, and that's okay. And there are times God is trying to move us and tell us, Step away. Step out of the machinery. And that song really helped me with that. And I guess I'm here to remind all of us of that. I needed that reminder. And among many other voices that spoke to me, that song, Peter Gabriel, Solsbury Hill, was one of the ways that God spoke to me and said, it's time to move out of the machinery. You're feeling part of the machinery. Walked right out. Time to take you home. And again, I'm paraphrasing. And I'm here to remind us that. I'm here to remind us that sometimes we do need to step out of the machinery. Sometimes we do need to step away from things. Sometimes we do need to shift in our lives from one place to the other. And that's okay. You know, Jesus in his ministry, I'm going to borrow from Jesus in his ministry. There's nobody better to borrow from. You know, in his ministry, he used simple elements to describe things, relatable. Light, bread, water, wine. They were relatable, they were simple, but yet they were powerful and profound. And you know, I'm going to do that. Sometimes we're the seed and sometimes we're the sun. The seed has everything it needs to grow and to blossom and to bloom and to break out of its shell and to become what it needs to be. It needs help in doing that. It needs nourishment, it needs light, but it has everything it needs to be to break out, to blossom, to bloom. And sometimes we're the seed. Sometimes we need to break out, to blossom, to bloom, to grow, to be. And then we do that. And sometimes we're the sun. The sun has everything it needs to be, to give, to share, to be its light, to give, to nourish. It's okay to be the seed that just needs to grow, that just needs to be, that just needs to be nourished, to be given, to be able to shift from one phase of life to another. And sometimes it's okay to be the sun, to give, to share its light and its nourishment. That analogy felt a little clunky, and I'm sorry. But what I'm trying to say is, it's okay, as Peter Gabriel says, to step out of the machinery. You know, Jesus in his ministry did that. Sometimes he was part of everything, and sometimes he stepped back. It's okay to heed that voice within us, that Spirit, the Holy Spirit telling us, move, it's okay. It's okay to shift. You've done enough. It's time to just simply be and perhaps wait till the next phase. Peter Gabriel's song helped me with that, and I hope that today this video helps you. Thanks be to God. Amen. Okay, my friends, again, I want to thank you for being here. I want to thank you for checking out today's video. I hope wherever you are in your spiritual journey, in your daily journey, that again, you remember that it's okay to step away. It's okay to step out of the machinery. It's okay to remember that Jesus is here to take us home and to just help us simply be. I wish you nothing but peace, love, and fellowship with God on your journey going forward. I love you all. I thank you all. Have a great day. Have a great week. Ciao, ciao.